loud. Hello everyone, welcome on in. That is very loud. Sorry. Hello everyone, welcome on in and happy Monday. I hope everyone has had a great day so far. We are back here again with some Rails of Mourning, our Pulp Noir campaign. And Brain. Unfortunately, one of our players have had to drop out due to work. But next week we will be getting another player. And yeah, I lost my train of thought, so we're gonna be moving on to the next station. The music you're listening to right now is called Black Cat by Aaron Kenny. You can find that song over in the YouTube free to use library. The overlay, starting student screen, and the maps and the stat blocks currently rotating on screen were made by me in Incarnate. The beautiful character art was made by Nat, who you can find over there. And if you want to know what you can do to help or hinder the party, you can type in !perks in the chat. You can also find all previous episodes of this campaign over on our YouTube channel, which I updated today, not with Rails of Mourning, but with 8 coins for the Ferryman. And if you want to chat with us, we do have one of those Discord things. I don't do social media, so there's not one of those. Don't think there's anything else really right now to announce, but so let's go around and introduce ourselves. Let's start with Bastion. That way.
Hello, my name's Jason. I play a Bastion, I'll remember one of these days. Champion fighter, something like that.
Battle Master.
Battlemaster, that's the one. Yeah, Battlemaster fighter / detective.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope, that way. Remus.
Hi, I'm
Psycole.
Psycole. I'm playing Remus Dawn, the Kalish-Star Barbarian, one half of the Dewsome Twosome that we have playing in this game.
Well, on that note, Nat.
Hello, I'm Nathan. I play Romulus Doldorn, the other one, the Warlock Clash. Yeah.
That's one introduction. Okay.
The other one.
Yeah.
I've had that in real life before, it's fine.
I mean, I think everyone with siblings have had that one. And yes, hi, I am Ardana or Joe or Oi, you there, if my players have any say in it. I am the GM and channel runner around these parts, and I think my Sirenscape app just died. We shall see. As usual, one of my players can do a recap to get a point of inspiration. Who would like to do it? Crickets. I mean, I think most of you have already have like 2 inspirations because you don't use it.
I've been burning for it left, right, and centre. What happened last time? Mostly because I keep forgetting I can recklessly attack, and I just keep using inspiration instead. What happened last time? That is a really good point. What did happen last time?
I was asleep the whole time, so you have to say.
Yes. So we finished we met with the druids at the site that they were trying to the monitor. I'm going to call it the monitoring site because I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. Where they are trying to close or keep the gap keep the seal closed between our world and another world. And then we kind of journeyed with them to their camp. We briefly caught up with them around ideas of what we wanted them to do. We have resolved, or at least I believe we've resolved the potential issues of transportation for having the rail line come through this location and not interfering with the trees, which is probably to build some sort of underground station, which the druids have agreed to help us to do. In exchange, they have asked us to travel about a half day's journey from the camp to retrieve a crystal that is used to that was at the previous I'm going to call it the sealing site, for want of a better way of putting it. If I remember rightly, Bastian rather enjoyed the coffee that was available to him, despite it being cheap and bitter. It was right up Bastian's alley, and we effectively camped out or stayed out for the night. And during the night, our sleep was rudely interrupted by an assassin of the blade marks, where in the fight, my character Remus was caught by a blade and paralyzed, whilst Romulus flexed his sword and may have scared the shit out of a few people. We attempted to keep Valerial out of it, but she was persistent and managed to climb in through the window to assist. And despite all of our best efforts, waking up, having 18 seconds of combat, and then effectively trying to go back to sleep, we could not pay attention to what it was that had gone on. So we had deposited the body outside Bastian's door and went back to sleep without a note to explain why there is suddenly a body outside Bastian's door. Bastian woke to the sound of screaming, came out to investigate, and basically performed this absolute amazing feat of investigation. I think roll a nat 20 and made it like a 24 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So basically could understand how the fight happened blow by blow, despite being asleep the entire time. And we have yet to deal with the consequences of effectively killing somebody in Bastian's presence. Sorry, murdering somebody in Bastian's presence, which is the right turn of phrase.
Yeah, I think that once that hold person was applied to the potential assassin and then you kept wailing on it,
It went past reasonable force to we've definitely killed somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well then. You can have a point of inspiration for that one. And I'm going to switch us over to the soundscape provided by Sirenscape, which is that's what I forgot to add, I think. The music and sound effects during the game is provided by Sirenscape. We love Sirenscape. Well, I do. I don't know about the others. When it works really well. When it doesn't, I scream. It hasn't worked out completely yet. But yes. Now let's see. Where did I put my intro? I put my intro here. And that's when Sirenscape decided to go quiet.
Oh, it's still doing it. It's just quieter than the music.
Yep.
We have crows.
Awesome. Okay. No, that's not what I'm clicking. This is where I'm clicking. If we're all as comfortable as we are going to get, let's get started.
Is it still dark?
No, the sun has risen barely over the horizon. The morning air is still and cold. Barely visible breath mists around your faces as Bastian has turned to ask questions of the rest of you. Asked a few questions of you. After a moment of back and forth, Dron walks out and gestures for you all to join him inside by the fire. As you all walk in, Dron's sister disappears back outside, and you can hear hushed voices Then groaning from someone who lifts something heavy off the ground. You can see on Dron, the Archdruid's face, that he's not entirely pleased with this whole situation. What would you like to do?
Is it weird that I recognize the sound of somebody lifting a body? The grunting and the lifting. Is that weird?
You're a police detective.
No.
So, Drone, what's the punishment?
You see him pinch just over the ridges leading up to his eyes, and
I mean,
sorry.
In somewhat defense, this is a foreign agent working in territory that is not their own. We do not know their intentions, but we believed it was to capture, or I believe it was to capture. By the looks of things, I don't currently know why they wanted to capture, and I look at Eva Twin, because I'm still vaguely unsure of who it was.
And that is the only reason we haven't thrown you out yet. Someone attacked a guest under my roof. Judging by the blood, and he points inside the twins' room. But that said, you brought death into our village. I sincerely do not care if you want to kill people outside in the swamps. People die, it's part of nature. But you brought it in here. I could be petty. I could say that you can't have your railroad. But I won't. The connection was laid long before either of us was even born, and will likely persist long after. Get that jewel, come back with it, and you will have your railroad, as agreed.
Are you two going to speak up? Informers of what happened, or are you going to stay quiet?
The agent was here for me. I appear to have a bounty on my head issued by the Blade Marks.
Blade marks. Do I know of them? Are they pretty common?
You've heard the name before. You can give me a history check if you want to know more information about them. But they're pretty well known as hired muscle. Bounty hunters, mercenaries. Yeah, with the 16, you know that they're the original bounty hunters, mercenaries. If you want someone brought in alive, mostly alive, often alive, you hire the Blade Marks. If you want someone to protect a village from bandits, you hire the Blade Marks. If you want someone rich and powerful, protected, you hire the Blade Marks. If you want the city protected, you go to the Sentinel Marshals.
Your hired muscle. And I look him up and down and go, makes sense.
Yes. Let's just say I suspect it's in relation to the fact that I may have abandoned my post in favor of, and I'll turn to Romulus and just reuniting with my brother.
And now they want to take you back, and what exactly?
Well, I didn't necessarily have time to get the full details of the reason, or at least of what they had planned. Unfortunately, I was paralyzed in the fight.
So you're not. Well, I've already deduced that you're not responsible. So I guess this comes to the point where your twin starts to explain his part of the fight. And he gives him a dark look.
Wow, I saw this figure attacking Remus in his bed. And during multiple attempts, I was trying to get him off and do things peacefully. And they wanted slashing. And that's when I started slashing.
This whole figures to me, Drome, that if it's a mercenary, they know the risks of this kind of work. They'll definitely send more people, more skilled people. But yeah, if it's mercenaries tend to go missing a lot and also tend to end up dead because, well, it's a dangerous profession. I don't think people generally end up getting too much jail time for defending themselves against people with daggers who try to stab you in the night. However, in future, and I'll look to Romulus. If somebody has hold person on them, I would like you both to refrain from hitting them, especially in a civilized setting. These people may be druids, but this is a village with children. And you guys need to be a bit more civilized.
Noted.
Because you realize this doesn't just affect yourselves, it affects the railway. If you go around committing violent acts, it's not going to be good for our reputation, and we are not going to get permission to build railways, and then our boss is going to be very unhappy.
You're right.
Any other edgy backstories I need to know about? And I'll look to everyone. You're a mastermind criminal's daughter, and I point to Ariel, which I'm still not happy about, who is more than willing to break the law to get things done, which I'm very not happy about. You're a past mercenary with a bit of a less words, more action type of situation going on. Well, at least less outspoken words. I do love to talk into people's brains. I'd suggest not doing that with our clients, by the way, you'll freak them out. And you have a weird relationship with a sword. And I don't want to ask about it, but I just don't want to ask about it. That kind of thing doesn't interest me. The whatever strange object kind of kink you've got with it, I don't care.
It's it's not like that, believe me. I want it away from me, but it needs to be done properly.
Right. Is it cursed?
Well, based on the reaction of the grungs we met earlier on in the swamp, quite possibly.
Most likely, yes.
Okay, so cursed guy whose sword loves to go stabbity stabbity, violent mercenary, criminal warlord's daughter who wants to hire her dad to take people out instead of negotiating things properly.
And what about you, detective? Any interesting bits of history that you wish to share?
I left my city because I felt like it was corrupt. The leader of said city, or the king of said city, is an ancient vampire who's, yeah, let's just say I'm not a fan. But I don't think he's gonna be a problem unless he figures out that I know he's a vampire.
How long has he been in power?
Do I know?
Give me half a second and I shall look it up. That's not where I want to click. This is where I want to click.
Probably longer than Bastian can remember, at least.
Probably yes. Let me check actually, because it.
Longer than I can remember.
Yeah. Yeah. A long time.
But no, I haven't had any problems from him. I did leave my own police force with my letter of what's it called when you quit?
Resignation.
Resignation.
Resignation. That's the one. So I don't think anything from my past should bite us in the ass. I mean, I don't think the Canif gang goes around chasing people who've left them. I've never heard of it before.
No, it's not. I mean, if you stole from them and ran away, yeah, sure, they would probably pay someone to hunt you down. But as far as you know, that's not what you did. As far as you know, you haven't pissed them off.
Awesome. So yeah, I haven't heard anything from them. And most of my cases were wrapped up. So I don't have any old villains that should come after me. That's mostly my story. Other than bad dreams and the tendency to kick and punch in my sleep.
Considering the transparency that's going on, at the moment. My whole deal is not just the fact that I have an apparently cursed sword.
Okay.
Are you sitting down for this?
Hold up. And he sits down.
I am here as a way to serve out jail time.
Oh.
How do you feel?
So you're doing what's it called?
Probation?
Litter picking.
Community service.
That's
That's
what-
the one. Community
Ah.
service.
Yes, essentially yes.
Right. But and you're was sent to jail for
Manslaughter. Self-defense, but still manslaughter.
he hasn't said that.
No, I just reminded Nat of that.
Thank you, thank you. I was like, what was it?
We could decide if it had been commuted to from murder. Like, what was it? We talked about lots of things.
Yes. No, it was manslaughter in self-defense because you being tiny and the dead guy was not.
Yeah, manslaughter and self-defense. Sorry, I got something in my throat. Anyway, shall we get that gem?
So, this is the second time you've committed manslaughter in self-defense.
If I had a gold coin for every time that's happened, or it would have happened twice, which is weird. But
Yeah, that is weird, isn't it?
it's very weird, but it's not a lot.
Doesn't scream a lot for your reputation there.
I'm doing this in the hope to be better, but this sword is making that complicated.
Well, in future, if you're struggling with the sword, I would like to know.
If I'm struggling with my sword, I'll come to you.
And I look at Remus. I'm like, and the reason I don't want him telling you is because you won't tell anyone.
I'm sorry, but what was that? I was too busy laughing to pay attention to what you said.
You disgust me. I point at Remus, and I say, and the reason I don't want him to tell you is because you won't tell anyone. In some weird way to protect your brother. I think I've deduced that correctly.
Maybe, but then, and for the first time ever, you'll see one of his tattoos start to move on his arm, and effectively he will activate the tattoo and it will disguise self to turn him into his brother.
What the fuck is this?
You're not always sure which one of us it is.
I think I'll be able to tell due to the fact that you're holding a big fuck off axe.
The axe isn't always. Well, no, the axe changes with it. This is a disguised self, isn't it?
No,
Just
your
your
weapons.
hands, just your hands.
You don't have glamour weave, so the axe would still be there. But you're
If
a
the-
barbarian. You can easily carry a longsword.
But also, if it's tucked underneath his coat, would it not transform as part of it being his clothes?
No, your clothes Your clothes wouldn't
Yeah,
change.
no, it does.
Clothes don't change.
You make yourself, including your clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings.
Okay. Yeah, I misunderstood. Yeah, then yes, it would be a perfect copy.
Okay, he just kind of looks at her and goes, I still think I can tell the difference. I mean, normally I can't via names, but just via personality. I feel like there's going to be a vast difference.
As you say that, you hear the clapping of hands of someone brushing dirt off, and Dron's sister marches in. Dron has just been sitting, massaging an eyebrow this whole time, and you can clearly see that there's a vein just popping a little bit. Sister walks in and just, well, now that that's out of the way, breakfast is in those parcels, and she points. The road is that way.
We shall head off swiftly.
Thank you for the breakfast.
It's only polite to provide your guests with food before they depart. If you ever bring that kind of trouble into our village again, well, I guess you won't be leaving.
That's you're not supposed to prefer.
I would say it was a pleasure having you here, but I just had to bury a body in the frozen ground.
Oh, it's frosty this morning.
Yes, it's
okay.
winter, if you haven't seen.
I look around at her. You know, explains the reception. Let's go. Santo grabs his breakfast and puts his hand on the orc lady's arm before he leaves and goes, "Your coffee is sensational." And then I leave.
Glad you think so. As you walk out, you see there are a few more people have gathered, and they don't look happy with you. One woman is standing with a shovel in hand, just looking at you.
Morning. Morning. And I just awkwardly do that thing where I'm walking past all of them and I'm like, morning. Morning. He goes into his hut, puts on his suit, grabs his briefcase, walks back out and is like, does the whole thing all over again. Morning. Morning. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Morning.
Yeah. Valeriel goes over to the hut she was sleeping in, puts on the traveler's clothes and just... Well, this could have gone better. I'm not saying you were wrong. I'm saying this could have gone better.
And here is me thinking I was the detective Valeriel. And I just stomping off.
Oh, but you are, darling, you are. Well, shall we?
Let's get going.
Yes.
Bastion? North.
Wrong way? Oh, the thing's north?
Yes.
Okay. The temple's north. Got it. I can't see anything. Oh yeah. Not that we need to, but yeah.
Yeah, I haven't turned it over to daytime yet. So, because you won't really be on that map for that much longer. Because we will be back in the deep wood. Didn't swap over because I'm in the wrong user frame. Rejoin this player.
Near the ruins? Look at that, we're already here. Whoa!
No, this is the deep woods. You didn't really get a good look at the woods the previous night. And I need to change something real quick. I don't know why that is always. But you walk out of the village, and as you walk north, you see what looks like at the tree line a boundary line made by cut off branches and twigs that seem to line the entire area. You continue walking, and your breath goes from first misting and being slightly visible to not being visible at all, to the day becoming almost pleasant. And yeah, for being a midwinter day, it's, well, this whole region is not that cold anyway, but it's almost like one of those midwinter days where you're like, this could almost be spring, if it wasn't for the fact that it's slightly chilly. The grass under your feet, for once not spongy and moving, and kind of give way to what looks like path stones that seems to split all over the place, almost like people over hundreds and hundreds of years have placed these to create a decent way to walk on, and then abandon them to let nature come back. Roots have lifted some of the rocks, some of the stones, and shifted them slightly. It's decently, like, it's somewhat easy to walk on, but you can tell that if you run, you're probably gonna break an ankle. And you can see where these really tall, gnarly trees have broken through stonework, through houses, and then created this almost cathedral-like canopy above. The undergrowth is very sparse because of the lack of light. And but where it breaks through, it's like a bluish in tint. You can tell that it's probably a lot colder above the canopies than under. It takes you roughly 3 hours of walking on this path. You can't really keep that high of a pace because of the risk of a wrong step and hurting yourself. But I'd say you could keep a, like, not leisurely walk, but like something between a brisk walk and leisurely, somewhere in between there. And yeah, about 3 hours in, the tree line starts to recede, and the almost oppressive presence of these trees start fading away, and the canopies thin out. And you come upon, where did it go? You come upon what is once again a little bit marshy, a little bit spongy ground, but not the way that it was back in the swampy area. This is more like something large, something like lightning struck this area repeatedly, and whatever grooves and divots and trenches it created was filled with water, as opposed to being actual marshland. So between the water there is solid ground. So it's water, solid water, not like just broken up like it would be in the marshlands. And you can feel this almost humming presence. It's... I don't... have you ever walked close to a electricity transforming station? That humming in the air you can feel. And
Okay, I'm back.
welcome back. Like you can feel like the hairs at the back of your neck standing straight up. I need everyone to please make me a perception check.
Oh dear, I'm not good at that. Oh, never mind.
Romulus, you get a little bit distracted by this electrified, like this ionized feeling in the air. It's almost like it's pressing in on you. It reminds you of certain aspects from over the past 10 years. The humming of guard towers, that whole thing. Remus and Bastion, you both hear like almost like it's a thunking sound, like something heavy moves, and then a sucking as if that heavy thing is drawn out from a deep hole filled with water, and then another thumping, but it's slightly off, as if whatever is walking is limping. But it's far away. Far, far away. You'd say, with a 20 and a 19 respectively, I'd say from where you're at, about 200-300 feet. And you can hear like almost alternating between stepping on something heavy like stone and then that sucking, slurping of something heavy pulling out of wet dirt.
Probably for the first time in about 3 hours. Remus will kind of slow and turn, and well, he will mentally connect with Romulus, potentially not as necessarily noting that Romulus hasn't quite noticed it yet, and mention that something is up ahead, and that we should probably proceed carefully.
Will do.
Especially if you listen closely, you can hear the boss music. So he's close.
All right.
Yes. So the suggestion is we proceed cautiously.
Okay. So you proceed cautiously. Do you want to stealth, or do you want to sneak in, or do you want to just walk carefully in?
I would probably suggest that we should attempt stealth.
I mean, sure.
Attempt is the word.
I underline the word attempt in that sentence and look at Bastion and go, is your leg up to this?
No.
Or would you prefer me to carry you?
I don't think that'll be less stealthy.
True. Yes. I think we're going to attempt to stealth in.
Okay.
I should remind you, last time I tried to do a stealth check, I fell flat on my face in the mud through a plank because I got
I
double
know.
that one.
That
So-
was funny.
Oh, Valerial, why don't you do that invisible thing again on me?
Ah, yes, absolutely. I can do that. And you hear Valerial humming soft tune as she does the cast invisibility on Bastion, negating your disadvantage. Because I guess, wait, you're wearing chainmail, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. Is it a chain shirt or chain mail?
Male.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
the inside of my jacket. Inside
Yep.
of the lining.
Okay, so it negates your disadvantage. So it's just straight roll. Yeah, everyone please roll me a stealth check. And I look up. That about checks out. Wait, you need to go down there. I need to
There's a
open.
-1 stealth check coming up. An 8. I got the same as Remus.
Okay, moving that one over there. Factions go over there. So I realized I
So I
have
can imagine you just hear walking and the cranes just
Remus and Bastion, you try to be stealthy. Valerial is going to also make a brave attempt at this. Yeah, Valerial is dainty feeting it into, and Romulus is just gone. Steps into a shadow and vanishes.
As I realise how much noise Bastion and I are making, I say it probably makes slightly more sense that the two people that can sling spells are quieter than us. As I accidentally trip over one of the paving slab like things.
Yeah.
It's like shit. Stub my toe.
You take emotional damage.
Yeah,
No, wait, that would be
it's all-
psychic. Never mind.
All you see is every
It's fine. I'm
paving
resistant to psychic.
Yeah, every paving stone that Bastion steps on, just some of them even break. It's like, oh damn, tiny ass paving stones can't support my weight.
Well, you can't see it, but you can hear it because Bastion is still invisible.
And
Okay,
You
I
can-
turn to the general direction of the noise he's making.
Yeah, you can see like footprints on the paving stones where they're breaking, and you know roughly where Bastion is.
oh, god damn it! Who even put these down?
Someone who is probably long dead. Yeah, you make your way forward with both Valerial and Romulus being completely quiet, and you eventually snake your way around the paving stones, and you see a large circular ruin in the center of what looks like a grove. The walls have completely collapsed. Whatever in the rubble, you can see spikes sticking out at odd angles. The walls themselves seem to have been warped into angles that don't really make sense at first glance. They kind of twist and turn a little bit, and the destroyed ground around it does not help at all with the whole perspective thing. It seems like this whole building was just broken from the inside out. And at the center of it, you see a huge thing slowly walking in a circle around, limping around it. And as you approach Bastian and Remus, you see its head twist to look at you. And one side of it is completely caved in. This is a Warforged. The metal on one side has been scrunched and destroyed. And one eye is missing, one arm is missing, and it walks with like a limp on the leg on that side. Almost as if it was dropped from a great height and just landed on that side. The glowing eye that is left glows with like a greenish blue arcane tint to it. And it seems to flicker on and off as if broken. Bastian, could you give me a wisdom save?
Okay.
As it's looking straight at you.
Oh,
Ouch!
Can it see Bastion if Bastion's invisible?
Technically, no. So you... No, it would be looking straight at you, Remus.
Okay.
Thank you for the reminder.
It's only because I have advantage. No,
I
it's
mean,
like-
Yeah, I
no,
completely
it's-
forgot that Bastion's invisible. Yeah, Remus, you feel like your vision is sucked in towards this one eye. For just a brief moment, you get tunnel vision. Just shaking your head clears it. And you hear this almost growling, howling sound. You can feel it in the back of your mind. A mechanical howling. I'd say you would recognize it somewhat from your background, having run into the constructs called Steel Defenders. They're basically guard dogs built out of metal. And their alarm sound would be this howling, like metal screechy howling.
I will say out loud, I appear to have set the alarm off.
like, rookie. And I
Yeah, you see... Yep, sorry.
to be honest, I don't know where I was going with that. Continue.
You see it straighten up, and its one remaining hand lifts, and where the hand would be, it just continues out into a club, like a huge warhammer. It tries to lift the other shoulder, but there's nothing there. And looking around, you can see what looks like bits of a huge sword sticking out of the ground.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do as you are facing this? Valerial is going to hang back and just go, yeah, that's a big brute. Big brute. You don't really see her, but you can hear her.
Yeah. There's sexual organs, so you're screwed, little missy. And it doesn't have sexual organs, so you're screwed, little missy.
I'm probably going to be back here as well, considering I'm stealthing. I wouldn't be at the front.
Okay.
I will call out to it, and I'll kind of make weird soothing noises as if I'm trying to placate a dangerous animal.
Okay.
Like the battle axe would be still hooked up behind his coat, so he'll kind of like have hands out kind of thing, as if to go, calm down, it's fine, I'm here as a friend.
Doing the Jurassic Park Chris Pratt thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Where is it? I don't actually see it.
You don't see
No,
it?
it's
Should be-
somewhere over here, but it's all black
Oh, there's a wall.
because of all of the walls.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just about see it, like if you scoot a little bit more north.
Oh my god, that is huge!
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I will start walking around in front of, kind of like in this kind of way. In front of where I can hear Bastion's weird murmurs and comments, and
Yeah.
trying to put myself between it and where Valerio and Romulus are hiding, but also kind of like doing the slow sidestep as if to go, I come in peace, calm down, don't worry.
Yeah. As
Trying to sneak.
okay.
Try to find this crystal.
What color is the crystal again?
It's
Purpley green, I think, is what I wrote down.
yes.
Green. So
With
similar-
runes on it.
I was going to say, is it the same color as the magical source from the Warhorse?
No. From what you can see from where you're at, you can see that it has one. Its left eye still there, and it's glowing in this like aquamarine color. You're guessing from what you saw back at the sealing ritual that you're looking at something more like purple streaked with green.
Gotcha. Okay.
If you want to try to sneak, Bastion, you can roll me another stealth check.
Oh dear. My rolls have been so well.
Yeah, it's just a straight roll because you're invisible. No, that's a sleight of hand.
That's the set modifier.
Okay.
Yeah, I just press my hand against this wall.
Yeah.
And I bring it down and I first plant into this.
Okay.
Ah, motherfucker! My invisibility probably drops.
I just love the slapstick comedy element of the two of us attempting to stealth.
Yes, it's very funny. It really is. No, your invisibility is still up because you haven't attacked or. But you can hear like Remus just south of you. You just hear a splash, and then Bastion cursing, and then you see the large construct at the center rear up, and it's easily 5 times your size.
Okay. Does it look as though it's looking towards the sound?
Yeah, it's turning its head, and when I say turn its head, it turns its head. Like
Okay. I will make a loud enough noise that will attempt to distract it to basically kind of like keep it focused on me, basically.
okay.
I'd be
Yeah.
like, I don't know, what would I say? I would say something along the lines of, the stupid pet duck, that would do.
It snaps its attention back to you, and this time it's kind of hard to tell, but even from this distance and it being a half smashed construct, you can see that it's starting to get annoyed. And then you just hear a from it.
I'm so glad the mic cut that one out.
Yep. I love my microphone. It works until it doesn't.
It made it sound very robotical.
Yes.
Yes. I can't really do that because I wasn't born with Adam's apple. Can't do the loyalties. Well, I could, but that would take some practice. And it's now looking back and forth, trying to find the first sound, and then looking at you, Remus, and give me another perception check. I want to see if you notice something.
No.
No. It looks very angry. And it's starting to lift that or that hammer higher up until the point where it can be seen over the rubble wall. You can't really see it on the map, but it's like just the hammer itself is Remus's length from elbow to tip. Romulus, you can also see it from where you're at.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
And it's going to bring it down on top of the rubble wall.
I think I just mentally message to Romulus and say, I'm still moving forward. I'll move only one more thing forward.
Yep.
Still trying to placate it, kind of keep moving the opposite direction to Bastion. And I'm just gonna say, I don't think this is going to go well. And I'm basically gonna charge forward.
Okay.
As I'm charging forward, I will unhook the battle axe from the coat and.
All right. Well, let's roll some initiative then. I need to find where I put that. Okay, so we're gonna roll for click and initiative. Oh, that sucks. And then we're gonna grab this guy, and we're gonna grab one of those guys. Ooh.
I thought that said Demon Warforged Titan. I was like,
I'm not that mean.
Bastion is just faster than a giant robot.
Okay, Valerial will technically be before it. Because her dex is higher.
I should hope so. If it's as big as that, I would hope its dex isn't particularly big.
Yeah.
-2 to Dex.
Yeah. So Valerial is before it. But yeah, Remus, you're up first.
Click sort, and it'll sort it.
Yeah, I sorted it, and it's like, hi, no, the Titan is before it. Before her.
But I'm below the Titan.
Yeah, let me try. Up. There we go. That's better.
Okay. I will almost certainly rage. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make sure I keep a clear line of sight. So I'm going to kind of run in to here. I will rage.
Okay.
And I will. Is this its damage? Which side is damaged?
It's right side. So all the way from the entire right side is gone.
Is it okay? Is it the side facing where
Bastion, yeah.
Bastion is then?
It would be no, if it's because it was no, that would be the left side because it was slightly facing you, Remus. So on your left side is where it's damaged.
Okay, cool. I will attempt to
Right,
basically.
okay.
I will. Yeah, I'm just going to take a swing with the battle axe, and the general idea is what I want to try and do is almost try to get it lodged into the frame so that I can hold on to it in case it decides to move.
Okay. Roll an attack.
Do I do this recklessly? Oh, fuck it. Yes, I would do it recklessly. In for a penny, in for a pound. Does the 20 hit?
Yes, it does.
Perfect. For a total of 17, although 15 of that is slashing, which I'm not sure if it will be.
You
resistant
hear a screeching and then a thunk as your blade bites into the metal and wood frame of this thing, and you just clean cut through. No resistance whatsoever.
Okay.
You see sparks flying as the axe just grinds against the metal plates.
That is my turn.
It's your turn. Romulus, you're up.
Okay, I am thinking. So how tall are these walls? Am I able to actually get a clear line of sight on
You would
the portion where I am?
you from where you're at, to get a clean line of sight. Let me check. From there, you can just about get from where you're at. You have one wall that would obstruct it from your right side and one from your left. But if you angle it, you can get a clean line because it's so big.
Out like that, maybe. Okay, I'm gonna try an agonizing blast.
All right, roll an attack.
No.
No, you see the attack flies towards it, and it turns around for a moment, and you see, you can almost see the magic keeping it together, repelling the attack.
Oh, wouldn't you have advantage there? If he was
You do! It hasn't seen you.
And it hasn't
Oh,
seen it.
oh! In that case, then, hang on. Let me try again.
Win.
I'm taking a picture of that for memory's sake.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, roll damage.
Does it hit?
Maybe. I hate Leah. Where did you click? Because that should be more than 6. It should be 2d10. Because it's a critical.
It's 1d.
So,
in that case, it's 1d.
yeah, roll another roll another damage roll.
Also, it didn't add your charisma
No, it
for
didn't.
the first one.
It didn't. Oh, in that case, then, hang on.
So what's your charisma?
4.
So that's 10, 16 damage.
Okay, amending that slightly, you see the magic of your attack ripple through it, and it looks like it's starting to dispel it, and then you just see the whole frame shake for a moment. And what condition would you like to give it?
Ooh.
For those wondering, that's the thing we do here with criticals.
Yeah. What conditions can a Warforged? Is a Warforged like settler? Can it get paralyzed?
Stunned, maybe. Adana lets you do paralyzing.
Paralyzed is fine, but give me a insight or perception check. From the way it reacted to the force damage, you gathered that, and that it kept moving after that full body thing, you gathered that it probably cannot get paralyzed. The magic will not let it.
Okay. I take it that would be the same as being stunned as well.
Yeah.
Stunned is a different condition.
Okay. If stunned is possible, then I'll go for stunned.
Okay, so the creature is stunned until the end of your next turn.
Gotcha.
Anything else you want to do? You have a bonus action and movement left.
Considering he's probably seen me now, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I would have seen you now.
Yeah, I'm gonna like just like tuck behind like probably this bit of cover. I'm guessing this bit here is like a bit taller.
It's a little bit taller.
So
You can crouch down to get a quarter cover if you want.
I'll try and do that.
Okay. Right. Bastion.
Sebastian. I run up, and as I get here, I kind of jump off this wall, and I'm gonna go punch it.
Okay.
He does a jumping. Whoa. He's got his knuckle dusters on, and he's gonna try and punch it in the face.
Okay.
And I get triple advantage
Yeah.
because I'm invisible
And it's
Okay.
stunned.
and it's stunned. And technically, it's flanking. But yeah,
So
Technically, it's what? Sorry.
flanking.
Yeah, I thought I heard a W word there. What did...
Flanking.
Oh, okay.
Flanking. Get your minds out the gutters, people.
okay, and roll again. One more.
21.
Yeah, 21 will hit.
So as a bonus action, I will grapple it. So on a bonus action on my turn, due to my tavern brawler,
Yes. Yes.
I
Yeah.
can, grapple it.
How?
Restrictions.
Please explain to me how.
So as he jumps up, he kind of just like dives and lands on its back, and he's got his arms around its neck. So technically it's not grappled, but Bastion's got it in a like chokehold.
Like a chokehold. Okay.
You're getting a piggyback, basically.
Basically.
So he's like, I've got you now, and the machine's probably turning around and he's flailing around with his legs in the air. So he's
Alright.
got him. Oh, why am I doing that? So my camera's not on, but I'm doing quotation marks.
Yeah.
He's grappled him.
Grapple. You're a distraction, that's for sure. Yeah, give me an athletics check. He can't do anything, he's paralyzed. Oh, stunned, not paralyzed.
With an unarmed strike like this weapon, you can use.
It's just your
Well, attempt to. Okay.
athletics check. It's not like I can, do anything about it.
Fight back. So is that advantage or?
No, I just want to see how good you are at hanging on, really. Because, yeah.
22.
Oh, yeah, you got a good grip on it. Like, you land and you get a hold of some of the wooden struts that keeps his head in one piece and just shank onto them.
Yeah, and then I kind of lift up my fist and I go, "You've got something in your eye," and he punches him in the eye.
It was pain.
It was me, pain all along.
All right. Considering he's stunned, that...
Isn't a crit if he's stunned. It has to be
Yeah.
paralyzed to be stunned. So
Yeah, let me double check what it actually does, because I can never keep track of exactly what the different things do. So can't move, can speak only falteringly, creature strengths, blah blah blah. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. So you attack with advantage.
well, I'm doing damage though because I've got hold of him. I've already hit.
I don't see.
I got 21.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah. I'm
But
dumb.
it-
I'm
it-
dumb. Yes. Roll damage.
I don't roll the tavern grapple yet, right? The tavern grapple damage yet. Do I roll it on the next? Oh wait, I also have unarmed fighting. So at the start of each of your turns, you can deal 1d4 bludgeoning damage to one creature grappled by you. So that'll be next turn. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that will be next turn. So you just deal your regular damage now, and then you use that bonus action to grapple him, and then next turn you deal the damage.
Cool. If he hasn't shaken me off.
Yeah.
But he's stunned, so. Woohoo. Right, where is damage? 12. Well, 11 bludgeoning, 1 piercing.
Okay. Yes.
From my knuckle dusters.
Yes. So.
Oh, I
12.
got 8 on damage. Nice. I got max damage.
Yep. That's your movement, bonus, and attack. Valeriel. I need to see what she'll do. I think. What can you do? Do you have any attack stuff yet? Not a person. I think she's going to walk up and try to shoot the bastard. So she's gonna step up here. What's the range on her thing?
She can't shoot from there. She has to be behind Bastion when she shoots. It's this whole gimmick that we've had going on where she's had to shoot through Bastion's face every single time.
Yeah, and I don't think
Unfortunately, she hasn't got the movement to do that. Yes, I know.
One day
Wait.
she will hit me, and it will be very, very, very upsetting. Probably today, because she could get that one, and it's just be kicked out the boot for shooting me.
She could technically get here. And considering that Bastion is on her on its back.
Oh yeah.
So she can get here. Bastion, you're here, but can't be seen. Up top, you damn thing. To front. Hello? No, not that one. Let me move that so I can grab Bastion. To front. Why do Bastion keep disappearing under it? Anyway, we know that he's on top.
I can see my Titan, so.
Yeah, on my end, you just disappear under the war for the Titan thing. She's gonna try and take a shot at the thing. And I'm pretty sure we're using the same misfire rules as thing. Can I see that thing, please? Or not? Can you let me... Okay, don't let me scroll down. That's fine. Misfire is a 4, but that's still a miss. Bastion, you hear a click, boom, and then a ping next to your head. As
You son of a bitch!
Oh, I wasn't aiming for you, darling. You've already turned me down. And she's going to... It's already sort of covered. Just gonna duck down out of range. Titan is stunned. Remus.
Cool.
No, wait,
So
wait, I'm dumb. You have a bard in your party.
you
Valerius.
have your class.
I know! I forgot my favorite class. Big thing. My heart hurts. Remus, darling, do some damage, would you please?
Sure.
And yeah, bardic inspiration on you. It's a d6, I believe, at this level. Bardic inspiration is a... I love that Fitz is not actually... d6. Yes.
Okay.
So... mark that one up. Yes. Yes, Remus, you're up.
So because it's stunned,
Yes.
I would like to try something.
Okay.
Well, I'm trying to work out whether or not it's a good idea to try and tip him over so it's on its back. And therefore it's prone.
You can try, but keep in mind it's 5 times your size. It's gonna take a lot.
Bastion's on its back.
And Bastion is on its back.
Okay, fine. You know what? I'm just going to hit it. I assume I
Just
don't.
keep swinging at its leg until you take its leg off.
Well, so that's the other idea, actually. So, can I move around it to wherever the most likely location is, so I can attempt to disarm it from its, so that if I were to be lucky enough to get a crit, I could potentially remove its hammer arm thing.
Give me a... What the hell would that be?
Well, if it hits a crit, it'll be action disarmed. Well, condition disarmed.
If you deal enough damage on that hit, yes, I will let you disarm it. But I'm trying to figure out... It would be an investigation check to see if you can find a weak point in its arm.
That'd be a 10.
I mean, you've fought people before. The elbow is usually a weak point, but you can't really see like any weak point in the elbow that would absolutely take it off.
Okay. I'm just going to take a swing at it then.
Okay.
Would it be triple advantage because I'm flanking with Bastion as well as it being stunned? Or will I need to reckless attack to make it triple advantage?
No, you have triple...
I have double because it's stunned.
Yes, you have advantage because it's stunned, and then because it's
Yeah,
being
triple.
harried by Bastion, I'd say you have triple.
Cool.
So yes,
Let's
if you
roll.
go reckless... If
I
you
can have
want to
4?
go... No, you cannot. But no, yes.
Yeah.
It's stunned, and yeah, Bastion is annoying it at this point.
Okay. Doesn't matter. I'll take that. I take that on the first roll.
Okay then.
I mean, unless I can. No, I'm not going to crit fist because I'll probably use one from earlier on and just see if I can double crit. Okay, cool. Why is it doubled the rage?
I have no idea.
It would double the rage normally, right?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, it would.
But it would.
Okay, so it's
another
no,
2.
so it's 19 in total then. Yes,
Yes.
6 plus 4 plus 9, 19 in total.
You hear like as you manage to like once again cut through, and sparks are flying everywhere from the metal, and you hear a snapping as you cut one of the wood supports in half. What condition would you like to give it? Nope, that's not.
Could I force it prone if I've snapped one of the wood struts on its leg or something like that?
Anyone
Remember how many hit points it had left? Because it just... No, for some reason Roll20 decided to just clear the amount of hit points it had. I think it was 80. Just
not supposed to tell us.
I know.
I can tell you how much damage we've done so far. So it took 17 damage in the first attack.
17,
It took 12
29.
damage from Romulus. I managed to do 12 damage,
Okay.
and then Bastion's, and then Remus has just done 19.
Okay.
Yeah. 60 damage in total so far.
Okay. Then 80 was not correct.
Hold on a minute. Let me work out what condition I would like to hit. Well, I suppose the only option, so the only real options that make sense would be prone or incapacitated, but
I wouldn't say incapacitate. It's currently incapacitated because it's stunned, but you could try to shove it prone with the force of the impact.
yeah, okay, let me try doing that. Just
Okay.
because I
Uh,
don't quite think.
yeah. Give me
Anything else?
a athletics check with advantage because you're raging. Bastion,
Just for,
could you please give
Oh,
me a
shit.
dexterity save?
Can I do athletics to see if I can just hold on?
Sure.
Or strength save just to see if I can hold on.
Yep. So Remus is toppling it right now. It's more of a matter of, are you there when it slams into the ground? So you
Right,
can
not
try
down
to
to-
use your strength to twist around it.
Do you mean if it's going to land on me?
Yes.
Oh, is it falling backwards? Like.
It depends. Which way would you try to topple it?
but I'll topple it away from me, so
Yeah.
effectively it would be towards the where Bastion is.
You're an ass.
He-
This is a
he's a-
dexterity then. That's a no.
You take 1 bludgeoning damage as the head of this thing lands on your upper thigh.
What the hell are you doing, you asshole?
Sploosh.
And they just. It's like loads of dust, and Bastion just like, oh, my grind.
Both the Warforged Titan and Bastion are now covered in mud, dust, and the remains of, if you look down, what looks like some form of dead summoning circle.
But by the way, have I still got grappled or not?
I'd say you can hold him grappled, because
Yeah, I
like
would
his
say I
head
would
is
have
now
watched
in
that.
your lap.
Okay, so I just wrap my legs around his neck basically, and my arms as well, and I'm just like, ah.
All right. So this guy is now where is it? Prone. There it is.
You've taken away Romulus's advantage by giving him disadvantage because it's pro.
Ah.
So it's just
It's a
normal
straight roll.
combat. Yeah.
Look, none of the other conditions make any sense in the context of how big this thing is and where I'm hitting it, because it's
Yeah.
not like I could blind it, right?
You would have to jump up and just
It's like I'm felling a tree, and all I've done is just pushed it over.
yeah. Okay. You still have a bonus action and movement left.
I do, but I'm a barbarian, so I don't bother moving, and I don't have a bonus action to use, so I'm already raging.
Yeah, that's fair. Romulus, you just
Okay.
from your hiding spot, you just saw this thing go down, and debris and water going everywhere.
And a weird groaning noise coming from Bastion's groin.
His groin's making a groaning noise.
No.
Well, yeah,
Fascinating.
considering that the
Yes.
head of the Titan is.
Well, I better go over there then. I'm gonna head. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have
Rom-
3/4 covers unless you move.
Yeah. So, do I have good sight from there, or should I move up a little bit more?
No, you have good sight there. You still be advantage because it's prone, but
Nice.
you have advantage because it's stunned, so it evens out.
Okay. So I'm gonna do another agonizing blast, if I may.
Yeah, go for it. Once again, you see the force of this projectile hit it, and you see that same, like, it's almost like it's dispersing the magic through its entire body. And
God damn.
you still hear a
Interesting.
My throat did not appreciate that sound.
Am I able to do Mind Spike as a bonus action or not? I don't think
No,
I can.
Mind Spike
No.
is an action,
Yeah, okay.
unfortunately.
Yeah, that's okay. In that case, then I will kind of hold my ground where I am and try again next time.
Okay. Bastion. You're
Yes.
currently prone with the smallest part of this titan in your lap.
How do you feel?
I still want to make a comment here, but it's really inappropriate, and I'm not going to say it.
I
Type it.
think I know what
Type
you
it,
were
yeah.
going to say, because my mind went in the same direction.
So good when you play with 4 dirty-minded players.
2 bludgeoning from
Type it into
my
Discord. I'm so curious.
from my grapple.
Okay.
That's just at the start of my round.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna punch with advantage, I think.
You're
Okay.
prone, so it would even out. Because it's no longer stunned.
Oh,
So you can stand up and then punch it in the head. Or punch it somewhere.
I got ya.
You would still technically grapple it because your feet would be next to its head.
so he kind of like lifts its head slightly, swings around so he's on top of it using half of his movement.
Mhm.
So he's kind of sitting on its neck, I guess, with his legs still wrapped around the neck, and he just poof, punches it in the face again.
Okay. Roll with advantage.
Not that I needed to.
Well then. I'm gonna look into the coding of this thing.
Did very well in that 20 so far.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to expend a superiority die. Not that it will do anything, because obviously I'm top of it, but just because I want to add a superiority damage.
Okay.
So a pushing attack against its head, just to do more damage. It won't get pushed back.
Okay then.
Especially because of the size, but yeah. So he throws more force behind it.
Okay. So roll the damage and add your superiority die. Okay then. So 19,
30.
30.
30 damage.
That is massive.
Just no, not saying it.
And what condition would you like use?
Pushing eye, so blind, I guess.
Okay. Yep.
So he
You
breaks it.
slam it down, and you see this titan's head just go straight through the summoning circle, and you feel and see this glass eye just shatter under your punch, as it is now blind until the end of Bastion's next turn.
I'd say it's almost like, anime style when someone just
Yeah.
inches, you see like dust like explode upwards, and you'd actually feel the force of the punch in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Like ground vibrates as he does it.
Yeah. You still have bonus action and movement left. Well, no, you used half your movement, so you have some movement and bonus action left.
Well, I can't use my fist as a bonus action yet. Guess at level 8 I'll probably... No, that'll be 2 weapon fighting though. You can't really do 2 weapon fighting, can you? That'd be more of a... That's a monk thing really, being able to attack with a bonus action. Alright.
Yeah. Yes, you just have to get a weapon. I don't know.
Could you multi-class into monk later?
Just for the bonus action of attack. Ooh, ooh, that's interesting that, actually.
No, you can't. Oh no, that's Romulus's stat. You'd need to up your wisdom first.
Yeah.
What wisdom do I need to be?
13.
I need to put 2 in wisdom then. God damn it.
Okay.
At level 9, I can get 1 monk. Level of monk, and then Ardan is going to be swearing every session as I just...
You're playing a fighter. I'm already going to be doing that because action surge is a bitch.
Oh, action surge! I'm gonna action surge!
I shouldn't have said anything.
Okay, Bastian. Car. Action surge. Punch again. 23.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Oh, I rolled a 1. I only got 6. That's disgusting.
I mean, you know. Okay. Valeriel is... What can she do from there? Not all. She is going to... Oh, this is too tempting. She's gonna step on over here to get line of sight. Gonna again shoot at the Warforged. Disadvantage because it's prone. This is me checking something real quick. Nope, 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 nope. Advantage because blinded. So straight roll. Ooh, that's gonna hit. Okay, you guys have been doing massive damage to this thing. And she's gonna look on over to Romulus this time and just... I'm sure you can deal some damage next time. And give you an inspiration die.
Thank you, needed.
And that is the Titan. It is technically grappled.
I can still stand up though.
No, movement is 0.
Oh, was grappled, yes.
Please make me a athletics check, Bastian. I'm gonna see if it can break it just
Probably
by
have
its sheer
advantage.
size.
Yeah, I'll have advantage on its athletics. Oh, what he's doing.
I hate these dice. I hate them.
Yeah, got an 18.
Oh, advantage. Yes. Never mind. 18, yes. So it stands up. And Bastion, you managed to hang on. Barely. It's still blind, so we still have advantage. Or disadvantage. And it is going to make a wide swing towards Remus.
So I'm more on this side now.
Yeah, you would be like at the front of it, so it just stood up. And you're hanging on to the head.
Oh, excuse me.
He's kind of holding onto his hat,
14.
rodeo style.
Yes, 14 would hit.
Okay. 23 bludgeoning damage, and I need a strength save from you, which has advantage because you're raging.
Oh, okay, so that would be 11 damage because I'm raging.
Yes, so 11 bludgeoning damage as the hammer comes down and just slams into your side.
I can't do maths. Yeah. And then you want a strength save with advantage.
Yes.
22.
You manage to keep on your feet even though that hammer just crushed into your side. You feel like some of your ribs shifting with the impact.
Ow. Rude.
Behind you, where it slammed the hammer down before, you see some of the rocks just start falling off.
Also rude.
But you're gonna have the chance to retaliate because it's your turn. Because that's all.
Oh, yes, of course. So is it still... Sorry, is it still prone?
No, it's standing up now. But it's blind.
Okay. Does that give me advantage?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Let's just do this. Is it gonna smack it again? 15?
15 just hit.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I could add the... Because I've still not used the Bardic Inspiration.
I mean, you can if you want, but 15 just hits.
Okay. Okay, cool. Just fine. 14 damage.
How do you want to do it?
Oh, okay.
You
whilst
guys tore it down.
because you're so kind and you allow us to inflict a condition when...
Critical hits should be epic.
Yes. Well, this will be epic because what they'll do is it'll be like a swing and because I've basically been attacking the same leg.
Yep.
For the last 3 swings, I'm hoping like the swing just kind of goes all the way through, and then as it starts to topple backwards again, it's like, I know it's only one attack, but it's like a final swing into where its chest plate is as it kind of falls to the ground.
Yep. You hear a grinding noise. You see these sparks just flying everywhere from Remus's axe just searing through the metal, and then you hear a thunk, splash, as its leg falls off. Then you see some of the breastplate and the wooden supports in it start shifting as it starts tilting into the ground. And whatever spark of life seems to have been severed from this as it starts just falling apart and crashing into the ground below you. Bastion, you manage to just get off in time before it starts crumbling under you.
Because I just let go and fall on top of Remus.
And I catch him like the weird princess he is in outstretched arms.
You can try.
And before you now lays a heap of metal and wood, and you see these arcane sparks flying off of it. And to like right behind you, Remus, is the remains of that sword sticking out of the ground. In front of you, you see the hammer just jutting out of the pile of broken Warforged parts.
I am surprisingly heavy, but yeah, I guess that works.
He will.
Surprisingly heavy means nothing to a raging barbarian.
Yes.
Yeah, you land in my arms, and then I just realise what I've done, and then just kind of quickly drop you, so you tumble out in front of me. I believe you have a. I believe you are frustrated with my brother and I.
Still, that's the least you could have done, considering the trouble you've put me through today. First, the main thing, and then you topple a Warforged into my groin.
Well, I just thought it was a bit silly that someone would grapple a Warforged.
I'd grapple a giant if it meant justice needed to be severed.
Bastion, as you're making it, as you're standing up from this muck and grit and whatever this summoning circle was made out of, a spark of a memory hits the back of your mind, and as you look over to the remains of this Warforged Titan, you feel a memory come on, from years ago, many years ago.
Is it PTSD?
Probably something similar to it.
Okay.
But you get that image again of looking down from a great height. This time is not a sprawling town, however, or sprawling city. It's fields from where you're at to the horizon. You see fires off in the distance, and down below, far below, you see one of those large moving fortresses that used to carry people and whole communities across land. Around this fortress, you see tiny, tiny, tiny little figures moving about. And below you, where you're standing is shaking with each step of this, whatever it is that you're looking out of. And then through the entire structure, you hear a groaning, what's the word I'm looking for? Grinding sound of hangar doors opening. And below you, a swarm of something pours out of two open doors and just move across the landscape in front of you. If you want, you can give me a intelligence check to identify what this is.
Sure.
Just straight up intelligence check.
Okay. I don't think I can add wisdom die to that, so...
No.
Not a wisdom, a superiority die, I don't think I can do that. So, yeah.
You identify whatever it is as some form of infantry, but it's very hard to tell, especially from that distance. You are hundreds of feet off the ground.
Is it like I'm in one of those fortresses, or something else?
You're looking out through glass, like reinforced glass, to look down.
Okay.
Not too dissimilar from the glass eye you just shattered. But many, many, many times larger.
Like freaking huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I'd just stumble back and fall against the wall.
Yep.
Whilst grabbing my head.
All right. Looking around where you're at, yeah, you see Bastion lean against the nearest collapsed wall. Valerial is taking a dainty step over the rubble and just... Huh. Well, this was easier than I thought it would be. I guess having 3 competent men around me isn't such a bad thing.
Speaking of competence, you need aiming lessons.
I didn't hit you.
I will turn to Bastion leaning against the thing, and I will kind of just clap him on the shoulder and just say, "Are you okay? Like, I didn't drop you too hard, did I?"
You might have. Nothing. Just... I don't know, visions. I don't normally have to deal with this shit unless I'm asleep. It's nice that it's following me to when I'm conscious as well. It's so nice. And his voice is just dripping with sarcasm. This is what I wanted today.
It seems being around these druids is causing odd visions.
So I'm gonna have words with them when I get back. Ask what it was.
Yes. Are you feeling up to looking around?
He kind of stands back up. And then I look down at the Warforged
Mhm.
and have a weird expression on my face.
Mhm.
And then I'll just shake my head and blink twice and I'll go, yeah, sure, I'll try and find the crystal, I guess. And he opens up his suitcase and lets his upset owl out familiar.
Archimedes is giving you a look. Blinks one eye at a time.
I'm not gonna throw anything around this time. We've got stuff to search for.
He gives you a look again and turns his back to you.
Oh, no, don't be like that. He gets down on his hands and knees. Gives him a little pat on the head and goes, I'm sorry. Yeah, please help me.
You see him do that 180 thing that owls do. Look at you and just... Who?
I tell you what, I'll give you some bolts. I've got some bolts. And I search in the briefcase and I pull out some like little bolts of scrap metal and screws. Who's a good boy? And I go to feed him.
Archimedes grabs one in his beak and just looks at you. And pinks it off your forehead. And then he picks it up, goes back to the suitcase and puts it in its correct place. And then just dipped it back to you. Ah?
That was a. Never mind. I just shoved the bag of bolts and whatnot back into their suitcase, and then pet him and go. Okay, so it's time to search for a big green glowing crystal.
All right. Yeah. Give me an investigation check. Remus, could you please give me a wisdom check? Save.
Wisdom save.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, with advantage because Catastar. 15.
Yes. Yeah. Remus, as you feel that rage subsiding, suddenly heat just blooms through your entire body as if you have a fever. But as the heat reaches your eyes, you manage to just realize that, hey, midwinter, not in the heat here. Hello, what's going on?
Yeah. So he shakes it off and then he starts looking at both the warhammer and the odd-looking sword that's supposed to be in the ground.
Okay. Bastian, with a 17, you look around a little bit. The ground itself is very uneven. You can see where this titan has stamped down whatever was left of a large summoning circle and turned most of it into fine powder. You realize it's probably been doing this for a long time. It's been at least 4 years since this thing crashed into the ground. Judging by it was 4 years ago since the war, and Warforged Titans weren't really made towards the end of the war. Or that close to the end of the war, so it's at least 4 years old. And it's probably been stamping this ground the whole time.
We really need to talk about Derek and old war things still hanging out in the swamp.
You do realize that some of it, like some of the tendril-looking things that is moving out from the circle or from the center where the titan is now in pieces, is made out of obsidian. And there are no volcanoes here. And as you sift through it, you catch a green gleam bouncing off some of the obsidian. And looking up, you can see that a rather large crystal is embedded in this wall, the eastern wall. This one.
Okay. Bastian walks up to it, and having never read an Indiana Bones novel or whatever is in this universe, he rips the green gem out of the place.
Okay. Give me a Constitution save.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
See, it's
21. Con, I have it.
yes. You, as you rip it out of where it was sitting, you feel sparks just light up through you, up your arm, into your chest, and down through your body. However, you have a pretty hardy constitution, so you manage to just tense up against it. And even though you can feel your chest like tensing and fluttering a bit with the impact, you only take 5 points of lightning damage.
Rookie numbers.
As you see the socket it was sitting in just spark slightly.
Yeah, so it's just like as he grabs it.
Yeah.
He starts tweaking. Oh, is Romulus saying something? There we go.
It's like you put your finger in the plug socket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Just keep like
Or do.
as,
Either or.
as he, yeah, as he walks away, just
Okay.
takes his hat off and his hair's just.
Like Marv in Home Alone.
Oh, best movie ever.
Yes.
Oh, indeed.
Definitely don't do that at home. Unless it's your home and I mean, you know, I don't know. You do you, you're an adult. If you're here, you better be an adult. At least on paper. Romulus, what are you doing? You just saw this Titan fall. You just saw Bastion try to electrocute himself.
Can I have a search around on the Titan to see if there's anything of like interest on its being?
Okay, yep. Give me an investigation check. Remus, please the same to check out the hammer and the sword.
This isn't going to go well.
There is a very big, very large, sharp, probably was sharp at some point in time, sword sticking out of the ground. And that hammer hurt when it hit you. Romulus, sifting through things, you do find there are runes inscribed on most of the wooden supports in this thing. And then where like the front, like inside the frontal lobe of this warforged would be, if it was human, there is a large stone plate, like shingle almost, with a rune carved into it. It's flickering softly until eventually it just goes out.
That looks interesting.
You can give me a history check if you want to see, like, if you know. The hammer it has, with a 21, you realize that with some work, it can be detached from the rest of the arm. It's basically just welded. Instead of giving the Warforged a hand, it was welded onto its arm. So you could probably detach it.
I will relay that information to Remus.
Who
And
most immediately started attempting to detach said hammer.
And I'll do a history check to see if I know anything about this thing that I'm seeing.
Okay. With a 15, you do recall stories that you heard back in Sharn that all Warforged have some form of magic that powers them. You gather that this might have been it because it flickered out as the body was cooling isn't the correct word, but it was just losing all its energy, and it flickered out as it was losing energy. So you guess that this rune was probably the one connecting all the others for this thing to move.
Interesting.
You also find a bunch of glass from a shattered, like, glass crystal that once used to be its eye, and there are like runes behind that as well that you would guess that probably gave it sight.
Are they just like generic magical runes, or are they in a particular language that I'm assuming I probably don't recognize?
Which languages do you speak?
These can't, Common, and Kiori.
No, you don't recognize these.
Yeah.
You've seen them, like, you recognize them, but you don't know what they mean. You've seen them in Sharn, but you don't really recall where they're from But there are several magic shops in Sharn. And people hawking magic and stuff like that. So you've seen them around, but you don't really remember. You don't know what they mean. Yes, Remus. Give me an investigation check.
Seven.
You look the thing over. You know that you can somehow take it apart, probably, but you don't really see any seams or any like natural places where it could break apart.
Okay. Can I use blunt force trauma?
Yeah.
Swinging at it with the
yeah. I mean, you could swing a battle axe at it, or you can swing it at the rubble.
Well, just like I'll start with trying to swing it at the rubble to see if I can break it free, and then worst case scenario, I take the arm as well as the battle axe, as well as the hammer.
Okay. Give me
You
a.
realize
Yeah.
that hammer is the same size as you. How the hell do you suppose you're gonna walk around with that thing?
To quote Valerial, "I caught you, darling." And
Give me an athletics check.
18.
Okay. You lift it up, and with the arm and the hammer and everything, it's heavy, really heavy. But you manage to get a good swing in, and as it hits the edge of one of those rubble walls, you hear the groan of bending metal, and then a little bit of a click, as it loosens slightly in a welding seam.
I do it again.
Okay, give me another athletics check.
14.
This time it's a little bit more difficult because it's swaying a little bit more, and you lose your balance slightly.
At which point I go, fuck this, and I rage.
Okay.
And I'm like, you're coming off whether you like it or not. And do it again. Oh, shit. I will use my inspiration this time because I'm not sitting there with that one.
Okay.
What was I doing? Athletics check. 17.
Okay. You topple slightly with the 14, and then you try again, and hitting better this time. Well, not better than 19, but better than the 14. You get it just bending over the rubble wall, and you hear a as it opens even wider, and you figure that, you could probably kick that loose.
Which she would do.
Okay. Give me one last athletics check.
18.
Yeah. You see it almost splinter down, and you give it a good kick in the seam, and the arm comes off. And yeah, you can hold this hammer pretty comfortably in both hands. It's gonna be a little bit like you're probably the only one here right now who could hold this without just going yep.
I'm offended.
Well, what's your strength?
I guess it's only +3.
Yeah, you. It's very nice. It's very well made. It's very heavy, and with the broken off part. I mean, it's still big. It's gonna be annoying to put away, but you could probably comfortably swing it.
I'm sure I could get this modified and trimmed down slightly to make it a little bit more usable.
Yeah. You currently sit on a +1 Warhammer.
Ooh.
It's gonna be a bit difficult to swing at the current moment. So you're gonna have to get it, like you said, modified a bit to fit you. At the current state it's in, you're gonna need to make an athletics check to actually swing it. But yeah, +1 Warhammer.
Nice. Whilst he's still raging, can he attempt to grab this sword as well that was also embedded in the ground?
Yeah, absolutely. You can make an athletics check to try to pull it out of the ground. No.
No, I'm raging. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm raging. Oh my god!
No, the sword is sunken into the muck, and you try to pull as much as it can. No, it's not coming out.
This is like he is a one-trick pony. He is going to keep tugging until he gets. Oh no, he gets this sword, and he's gonna keep tugging.
Please give me a dexterity save, Romulus. As you're looking over this pile of metal, that used to be the Titan, you also, somewhere in the back of your mind, you like, metal. Bastion punches things. You could probably use this metal to make punching gloves if you find a blacksmith.
Oh, I see.
It's just a hunk of, like, it's a huge pile of metal that you could probably make into, like, proper knuckle dusters or something with. With a 15, you barely manage to stay on your feet as the sword just goes from nope to I'm out.
I mean, it'd be more funny if I put it out and I'm pulling it out so hard that it just kind of flies over my head and everyone else has to make a dex save.
No.
A low-flying sword appears.
I mean, that would have been funny, and that could have happened if you had failed the save.
Okay.
But you just managed to just pull this thing out, and by just, I mean, you pull it, and you hold it up, and the tip is still in the ground.
Oh, I'm not going to get 2 toys today, am I? He'll say out loud as his rage finishes.
The sword is like, you have to hold it like this to get it out of, so just like this much is left in the ground.
Do you think we could drag this back to the druids and the druids could do something with it? He says out loud, knowing full well druids don't like playing with metal.
Druids don't like playing with metal, so...
Yes.
Alternatively, we could try and drag it along with us.
I just like the big shiny sword.
Speaking of metal, I relate to Bastion, that's his name. That this metal, if we take some, could be used to make some sort of like a punching kind of glove thing for you.
I mean, I guess.
It's worth picking some of this up anyway, because it might be worth so.
I was thinking, what have you found?
Well, I found a bunch of runes scattered across the material in language I am unfamiliar with. And yeah, mainly there's metal, and then we got this kind of metal, not metal, it's plate. Its head where I think that's where it's like it's equivalent to like the power center, I suppose.
Do I see these now?
So the shingle the power center rune was on is like this big. So and it's loose. So I don't know if Romulus would have picked it up or left it.
I probably would have picked it up.
Oh, if this is a powerful power source, we may be able to sell it back to Derek.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm guessing he might not be too opposed to having this thing, and I could get as a personal bodyguard.
I mean, it
Tell
looks
him.
a little bit beyond repair to me.
True, but you could always build new parts on top of it, and use its power source and materials.
It's true. Just
I mean,
bring it along with us.
Well, I was going to leave it here and just take the runes and tell them where the carcass is so they can get it. Because I don't want to... as strong as me and your brother is, I don't think we can lug this thing through the swamp.
I mean, not necessarily the whole thing, just a few scraps, enough to...
The runes, for example, we can. They'll cost... I mean, they're in a magic secretary, I'm sure it'll cost a fair amount.
Do you recognise the runes?
I am from Kenneth. I can have a look. Do I recognise them?
Mm-hmm. Give me a history check.
Cool. Can I add a superiority die?
If you want to.
Awesome. Hey, 30.
You've seen several like this. Not necessarily like in your job per se, but you've seen several runes like this on non-sentient Warforged that worked in and around the city you worked in. The runes themselves are... What the hell do they speak? Brain, come on. Why did they have to change how the world here work? I would say Gnomish.
Gnomish.
But I'm gonna double check what that would be. Gnome... No, Dwarvish, because apparently gnomes in this world speak Dwarvish.
Oh, okay. So you're not saying it's Dwarvish. And these are typically used in the non-sentient Warforge around Kenneth. The kind of big boys who move luggage around. Build things.
Curious.
Mass killing machines.
Well, anyway, probably guided to let Derek know.
All right. It is roughly midday now. You took about 3 hours to walk here. The fight itself took about 12 seconds. Because it was
3 rounds, 18.
Okay, 18 seconds. Remus took a beating from that Warhammer. And
I mean, beating in the operative word, it's like less than a quarter of my health.
Yes. I mean, yes. The sun is currently on its way up to midday, and while I wouldn't say it's warm, it doesn't really have that chill of the morning anymore.
Yeah. So just head back.
If you want.
Yeah, I'll head back.
Is there anything else other than the Warforged crater that looks of interest in the area?
Well, you have the destroyed summoning circle that you're standing on. You have the pile of former Warforged. And then you have the walls of the ruined structure that have all fallen outwards from where, from where you're at. As you look around, you see a bunch of roots and vines that have been growing outwards from the summoning circle. And looking closely, you can see piles upon piles upon piles of animal bones inside the outer square of ruined walls.
Can I take a closer look at the animal bones to see, like, is it looks as though they've all been smashed by the Warhammer? As if it's, like, attacked anything and everything that's come close to it?
You can give me a perception or investigation check. Your choice.
Well, I know what I'm going for.
Not the intelligence-based one.
Yes. I'm a damn barbarian. Oh, sorry, that was 15, not 22.
Okay. As you look around, you see that the top layer of bones seem to have been smashed in by a warhammer. Something big, something blunt. Looking below that, though, into the dirt and into, like, underwater, other than just being skeletons, they seem untouched. And a lot of them are facing outwards from the center.
As if they've attempted to run away and somehow been killed.
Yes.
I have no idea what that tells me. I just thought it was interesting.
Yep. Anyone else want to do anything before you head back to the village?
I'd say I'm pretty content.
I'd like to make a slightly comedic attempt to carry both the sword and the warhammer, knowing full well that I will fall flat on my face.
Okay. Give me a athletics check. No.
Nope.
You lift the warhammer and grab the sword, step forward, and just tilt over.
Child.
Yeah.
It's like a child given two brilliant Christmas gifts. He's like, I don't know which one I want. It's like, it's yeah. And then eventually he decides on the warhammer and starts dragging the warhammer with him.
Yep. Bastian, did you want to do something before you head back?
He just takes all the things with the runes on.
Okay.
And he'll be the pack horse for that if just carrying them.
Okay. Valeria's gonna dust herself off a little bit, just checking the pistol. And yeah, you head back towards the Druid. I was about to say Dwarven, but no, Druid village. Could everyone please give me a perception check?
Whoa.
Oh boy.
I don't know why I got that. I'll just ignore the +3.
Okay,
But yeah, I got 18.
18. All right. That sensation of static that was there when you first arrived is still there, humming slightly as you leave these ruins, you leave the clearing, and you head back towards the druid village. Bastian, you feel like the hairs at the back of your neck are standing on end, and like it tingles all over your skin.
Okay.
You make your way back across these laid paving stones, cracked and broken and pushed by earth, as another 3 or so hours in, you arrive back at the village. Where is my village? That is my village. I should probably also move you guys to the village. There you go. Okay then. What? Why are you being dumb? There you go. You see the town itself, or the village itself, is a lot more lively now than when you left. You hear the clinking of a blacksmith's anvil as you pass by, and in the center, around the center tree, you see 3 people in conversation. 2 small kids are playing with something outside of a house. As you get a little bit closer, you can see that they're casting something on the ground, and you see flowers come up and then fade. Tiny vines growing back and forth between the 2 of them. You don't see Dron immediately, but you do see his sister sitting outside of their hut, and she spots you almost as soon as you enter the village, and you see her face go from content smile to just flat. And then she lifts a hand and just, I think, come closer.
Yeah. I'll just go stopping forwards. And on top of the pile of like runes is the big green glowing gem.
Okay.
Careful, it gives a very nasty static shock.
Huh. So it's still active. Interesting. She reaches out, and you can see like a little spark arcing from the gem to her hand, and then she slowly moves her hand forward and then grasps it. See it spark a little bit, and then a green glow comes from her hand and envelops it. Well, I'm glad you brought it to us. And intact too. I'm surprised. Happily surprised that you actually returned.
Well, the Warforged was a bit already beaten up. I think he's been there since the beginning of the war.
Ah, that it would explain it. Well, the people we sent there came back battered and bruised. I'm glad you didn't have the same bad fortune.
Nope. I think the only person who got hit was the
Ah.
the barbarian.
Oh,
Remus is stood there kind of bouncing the warhammer back from one arm to the other.
I see you found a new toy as well.
Yes, I hope you don't mind.
Nope.
Did I hear a smith on the way in?
Yes.
Would they be willing to work with this?
I don't see how she could.
Just need a little trimming off the top.
She's not a weaponsmith.
Okay.
Well,
I'll
she
have to
could
wait
probably try. It might take a while. I guess we have a couple of hours before sundown. Well, you can go and ask her. This is me. Find what her name is. There it is. Well, yeah, you can go and ask her. She might be willing to help you. That's not a voice. She might be willing to help you.
I will take my leave. He's trying to be a bit more formal. And he will walk off towards the sound of the blacksmith.
All right.
As he starts walking, I say, what's with all of the animals looking as though they're running away from the circle?
Well, the circle used to be an entry point from Zoriath.
He's going to nod as if he remembers everything.
Who's Zoriath? Does he give people visions?
Zoriath is the home plane of the Delkir.
Oh, does that give people visions?
It might. It might.
I've been struggling with awful visions.
Well, I don't have the time or, frankly, the willingness to help you with that at this moment. Nor do I have the skill.
Oh.
If you're affected by visions sent by those from Zoriath, I would find a temple.
Do you know where the next temple is?
She's gonna lick her finger, point it into the air. East.
Are we going east? We're going east, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And
How
once
convenient.
again, that's a creepy wolf.
I thought it was my cat having nightmares again. He makes that sound when he's having nightmares.
Oh.
He makes a wolf sound.
No, not the entire sound, but you know that the high-pitched top part of it.
I grab her hands with both mine, and I go, by the way, I am dreadfully sorry about my companions' actions last night.
We haven't had an unnatural death in this village for decades.
Probably why you sleep so soundly, and I give her a wink.
Probably why. Thank you for your kind words about my coffee.
Oh, I liked it very much.
Hmm.
I like mine bitter and strong.
I appreciate it. Now, unfortunately, we are going to have to ask you to leave.
Ah, bugger.
Well,
Um,
as soon as your friend sees to his new toy, I guess.
Could I ask the do you have a messenger here?
Messenger.
Messaging service?
Do you have
Depend.
4G?
Someone who can send parcels.
Well, we did receive one, but we don't really have people to spare to run off with parcels.
Okay. That's fair.
Depends on where you. Depends on. Yes. Depends on where you want to take it, though. If it's close by, we could probably spare someone.
I just wanted to send it back to Derek, but I tell you what, I'll message him. We have a messaging zone, and he'll send someone to collect it for me. If you're willing to hold on to it.
I can do that.
He kind
Still.
of bows his head. So thank you very much. And he's gonna put it in the old parcel box that we had,
Okay.
and he's gonna put the electrical discs in there.
Okay.
To send back to Darius in hopes that he can.
Derek. Darius is another.
Derek, sorry. In hopes that he can either sell them on our behalf.
Mhm.
Obviously, take some money for himself since he's selling it on our behalf, or yeah, build a war factory. In which case, still kind of expecting a little bit of money, but yeah.
All right.
Put my letters that I've written in there as well. Like, written neatly. I put some letters in there. As well as a kind of the map.
Mhm.
An annotated map.
Okay.
Where I've drawn all the best areas for building. Telling him that druids agree to build an underground pass. All that good stuff. He's got into huge details. There's like papers and papers and papers.
All right.
And he's going to message Darius with a stone and be like, Darius,
Derek.
druids have agreed to build subway for train underneath their lands. I think that's 12. Failed kidnapping attempt on Remus. Is it? Yeah.
Mhm.
Led to slightly soured relations. That's 22. Package. Is it 22? That's a 17. Yeah, 17, sorry. Package at Druids for you with greater details.
You wait a couple of moments and you get a response of understood. We'll send messenger to collect.
Okay,
Thank you.
awesome. But yeah. So yeah, is written what's happened over the past few days, a long journal, Bastion's journal, let's call it. Bastion's log. No, that's it, that's more him. Bastion's log.
Bastion's log.
Date. Blah 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 blah. Think Picard from
Yes. Absolutely. All right.
and as well as a slightly disgruntled letter of annoyance about his current teammates and how he's put him in a entirely criminal party. And
I'm not
if
going to
he
object to that
can-
comment.
Yeah, and if he can find some work to send Valerio off on because constant flirtations are getting on his nerves.
Noise.
All right. Romulus. Your brother has wandered off to get his Warhammer hopefully fixed. Bastion has wandered off to get a parcel sent. What are you doing?
Well, I panic. What can I do? What do I want to do? Is what's the face still there? Or she wanted off as well.
You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific. There are several
can't-
females.
I can't remember her name. The sister to the brother.
You never asked her name?
Ah.
And she hasn't offered.
That's true.
But no, she hasn't wandered off. She's still sitting outside the hut.
Okay.
She's looking at you like,
Stop pressuring me. Go up to her and say apologies for the lack of introduction on my part. I'm Romulus. I can't remember if I don't recall asking your name.
well, I am called Meridor. I am Dorn's older sister.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I would like to say the same.
Given the circumstances, that's understandable. Yeah. It's very regrettable.
Indeed. Now, we don't mind dispatching of those who threaten you. Just not here.
Understood. Where is your brother, by the way? Out of curiosity, because I haven't seen him around since we got back.
Oh, he's wandered off somewhere. Probably looking for this, that, or the other in the woods.
I suppose he's got to keep himself entertained somehow.
Indeed. Can I help you with something?
Not at all, really. I thought I'd just say hello.
Well, hello to you too. It was an experience meeting your group.
We are certainly an experience, to say the least. Hopefully, it can go up from here.
I'm sure. And if you survive the journey you're on, which I hope you do come back sometime. And she cracks her neck a little bit.
I think that'd be very nice.
Preferably without your companion. And she looks past your shoulder for a moment. And then back to you.
My companion. Are you referring to the you know what?
There's a shadow over your shoulder. Just be careful. And look after your brother. And that detective of yours.
For him, I'll try my best. For my brother, most definitely. Out of curiosity, do you have any idea of how I can get rid of this shadow?
She closes her eyes for a moment, and then opens them again and stands up and puts a hand on your shoulder and stares like straight into your eyes, unblinkingly for a moment. No. I'd say... She steps back and blinks a little bit. The shadow... I'd say find the one who made the sword. To find how to break the sword from the shadow. But all I can tell you, it's not the same energy, sword and shadow.
Giving me a lot to think about, and I appreciate all of it. Thank you very much.
Now, if you kill anyone else in my village, I will whoop you with the staff.
Noted, and I'll very much observe it. But I don't intend on killing anyone else. And I'm avoiding even going remotely near the sword. Well, I know it's on my back, but you get the point.
I understand.
Yes.
Now, you had somewhere else to be.
Indeed.
We need to safeguard this village, and you are outsiders.
Yes, I will round my fellows up, and we'll get moving as soon as we can. So thank you for your hospitality.
You're welcome.
And I'll head over to Remus to see what he's up to.
Yep. Remus, walking over to the blacksmith's area, you find a small forge area and a average-sized half-orc woman. She's about like a couple of inches shorter than Teresa, who is a full orc. And she's just banging away, straightening out a horseshoe as you walk in.
As he walks in, he will be incredibly jovial for someone who doesn't like talking. Knowing that he has to kind of, it's like that weird, awkward thing where he's overcompensating for all of the shit that he knows that they put the village through. Hail, fair smith. I have need of your services, if possible.
Moment. You just hear a clang, clang, ding, clang, and then she throws the horseshoe into a bucket of water, straightens out, turns to you. Well, out with it.
I have recently come back from the destruction of a Warforged Titan, and I have claimed this gift, if you will. And the Warhammer is huge, so he'll kind of, I'm not going to pull it out, kind of thing. It's there. It's like an elephant in the room.
Okay.
And and he will indicate it, and I was like, and my hope is that you may be able to assist in downsizing to make it slightly more wieldable.
She looks at it, looks at you, looks at it, looks at you. I can give it a try.
That is.
But I make horseshoes.
Yes, I did not get the lady's name, but John's sister suggested that it was not something that was normally in your wheelhouse, if you will. I merely wish to play with the new toy as soon as possible.
Well, give me... She looks at you again, looks at the Warhammer, and looks at you. I might have an idea. Give me about a quarter of an hour. She just turns her back to you, starts rummaging through bits of scrap metal and just various things. And starts heating him up and taking out a smaller hammer than she was working on straightening the horseshoe with. She starts banging the scrap bits, and then she tries to lift the hammer and just right, barely gets it off the ground.
He will attempt to kind of help at that point. It's like, where do you need it? And maneuver it into the location that she requires.
On the workbench, please.
Perfect. I will attempt to put it down gently.
Okay. And she starts continuing banging it around a little bit with it, and you can see that while she can't really do anything about the size of the hammer itself, you see that she's shortening the what's it called? Haft, thank you. A fair bit. And then she puts on what looks like almost like handles for you to put your hands into, so your hands don't glide on the haft. And about 15-20 minutes later, She punches in the last. What's it? It's not called a nubbin. Stud into the last handle, and just this time she lifts it up, and you can see like straining, and then hands it over to you. That should make it more wieldy.
Excellent. I move a bit further back and give it a few practice swings.
Yeah.
Just to make sure it's okay.
Yeah, it's a lot more wieldy. You're not falling over with each swing. And you feel that, yeah, you could probably get a good blow in with this. It's not going to have the same impact as the long one would have, because you don't get the momentum of it. But you could probably deal some pretty damn good damage with it.
Okay. I don't suppose you have anything that needs a heavy touch around, do you? I'd like to see how good this thing is.
She thinks for a moment and then, well, I could use some splinters to start the forge with. So there are some bits of there are some logs if you want to crush them.
Excellent. He will more or less immediately set it up to attempt to create some splinters and shatter some logs.
Okay. Yeah. While you don't have the same impact as the Titan had on you, when it just went funk, you... What logs? 2 swings and it's just a pile of splinters. And, yeah, Bastion and Romulus, you hear the just of something heavy hitting wood and just a crashing of wood getting destroyed, absolutely destroyed. Romulus, you were finding Remus. You turn around the forge of this the blacksmith's area, and you see Remus just destroying logs on top of the chopping block.
So is that your hammer then?
Yes, the smith has helped with crafting a slightly better handle to make sure it's more wieldy. Would you like to give it a go?
Go on then, I'm curious.
What is Romulus' strength?
-1, isn't it?
-1 to strength, yeah. It's an 8.
Give me an athletics check. With disadvantage. It's not bad.
Surprisingly, yeah.
The shorter haft has made it a lot more wieldy. It's still heavy as fuck. And you feel as like, yeah, no way you would be able to actually swing this with any form of confidence. But you can hold it without toppling over. Barely.
This is good. Take it back, please.
I'll just reach over and pick it up. Well, yeah, lift it out of his hands.
Thank you.
Give us a hand to collect these splinters up. I need to provide them to the smith.
I shall. As we do that, I will discuss with Remus what I was told about, the sword, and how I should find out, like, who made it, and then hopefully that can lead to getting rid of the shadow on me.
All right. As you're talking together, Bastion, are you catching up with them?
Just stood there watching grumpily.
Okay. Valeria's gonna walk up to you and... Well, darlings, it seems that we have a lot of information that we need and not a whole lot of places to gather them. I'm thinking, because I do have some contacts, just not here, that I will go off on my own to talk to said contacts. And I will...
If that contact is your dad, that is best.
Oh, no. These contacts have nothing to do with Daddy Dearest. Probably best you don't know. You might burst a blood vessel. Well, I shall go off and talk to them, and I will send you some form of message when I have more information. Now, I'm gonna check in who is hunting you, Remus. I don't even know where I would start trying to find out about your stuff, Romulus. No, I don't know. If you find anything, you probably won't know where to find me. So
Yeah. Well, basically, I was told that I should find the original creator of my sword.
finding the creator of a creepy sword. Check.
Yes. So, have fun.
Right. Where did you get that?
Yeah. What was the where did I get this again?
It's the ruins of the goblin ruins under Sharn.
I found it in the Goblin Ruins under Sharn.
That gives me something to work with, at least.
Hmm.
And do you want me to find something, Bastion? Crickets. Or do you? Jason is muted. I don't know. I think Jason is muted. Or Bastion is having a stroke.
He stepped away.
Oh. Hello? Can barely hear you. Your microphone is triggering, but can't I heard you. Nope, your microphone is triggering, but we can't hear you.
Ah?
Hey, there you are.
Why can't you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Bastion kind of looks her up and down and goes, I mean this in the least offensive way possible, but if I needed help from you finding something, I'd be an awful detective.
You're just adorable. Well, I would say it was good, but we were in the swamp, so I'm out. I will be heading south, probably. To Greywall. Yeah, let's do that. No, actually, I'm gonna head south, and then I'm gonna send message to Derek, so he can send you a message. If I find anything.
Noted.
Well.
Safe journeys.
You too, darlings. It's been
Experience.
Absolute pleasure.
Remus froze up in his mouth. As almost all interactions with Valerio. It's like, oh, yep, God, she's good.
And on that, we're gonna leave this session.